In this very challenging time, a large number of students and teachers devised a way to simply save education from the pandemic. Despite our government's lack of initiative in helping our education system, most especially at the tertiary level, teachers and students grabbed the opportunity to address the problem we face in online classes by applying for Postpaid Internet. In this screencast, I'm going to show you how to modify the fundamental configurations of postpaid internet offered by the Philippines' largest telecommunication company, PLDT. Hello guys, Jeffrey Antonico Diaz here, and this is the significance of old school technology. A few months ago, a friend once asked me for help. He requested me to modify important details concerning his postpaid internet connection. So as tech-savvy, we won't hesitate to help them live in the digital world. Because nowadays the internet is one of the necessities that has become a vital part of our daily lives. It is indeed undeniable that most of us in this world already know how to use the internet, from social media, online games, online transactions, and others. But before we proceed with this activity, let me define first the following terminologies. An internet is composed of two or more network segments connected by routers. It is also known as the internet network. An internet service provider is a company that provides individuals or companies access to the internet and the World Wide Web. An ISP provides a telephone number, a username, a password, and other connection information, so users can connect their computers to the ISP's computers. An ISP typically charges a monthly or hourly connection fee. A firmware is a type of software that is embedded in a hardware device and controls how the device interacts with the operating system. An IP address is a short form for the word Internet Protocol address. An IP address identifies a computer and/or networking device connected to the internet or on a network. There are two types of IP addresses, IP version 4 and IP version 6. A user account is an individual identity of a user. A password is a string of characters that is used to access information and to help prevent unauthorized individuals from accessing the programs and other resources. A user password is stored in each user's account. Each user generally has a unique user password and must type that password when logging on or accessing a server. A password and a passphrase are both passcodes used to secure your accounts. A password and passphrase are strings of characters that are probably made of words and mixed up with letters and characters. But the way of doing it seems different. As a piece of advice, we need to consider using a strong password in any user account. To start this activity, let us connect the computer to the modem using a straight-through cable. Plug the straight-through cable to the LAN port of your computer and the other end to the LAN port number 1 of the pldthomefibr modem. Note, make sure to connect the power supply connector to the power connector of the modem. Launch your chosen command interpreter. Type ipconfig and then press enter key. Okay, so let's try to check the default gateway of the preferred Ethernet adapter. Launch your chosen web browser. In the address bar, type 192.168.1.1 and then press enter key. For this scenario, we are about to click the advanced link. To proceed, click continue to 192.168.1.1 and save link. Right now, the default username is admin and the default password is 1234. Since he's the owner of the internet connection, I told him to change it based on his desired details. He needs to change the account password, SSIDs, and authentication passwords. Some individuals ask me about the differences between 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz Wi-Fi connections. So here are some details about it. The wavelength of the 2.4 GHz band is better than the 5 GHz band. The 2.4 GHz has a stronger ability to penetrate into solid objects than the 5 GHz band. If your router is in another room, you better change your wireless connection to the 2.4 GHz band. It is ideal for all mobile devices further away from the router. The 5 GHz has a shorter wavelength and is more susceptible to losing signal strength than 2.4 GHz when passing through walls made from dense materials. The network speed of 5 GHz is much faster than 2.4 GHz. The Wi-Fi router running on 5 GHz radio frequency will only cover a smaller area. The 5 GHz is an ideal choice for users who are planning to perform intense activities online, such as live streaming, video conferencing, gaming, and others. For these settings, let us try to use an ordinary password. As I have told you, the notification will always be visible when we do not use a strong password. Okay, so let's follow what is stated. Configuring the firmware needs a strict implementation of using a strong password. Settings were configured successfully. Let's try signing in again using the new password. Taking time to familiarize the settings of this firmware is very important. Status menu. On this page, you can query device information. Network menu. You could configure the minimum number of wireless settings for communication, such as channel. The access point can be set simply with only the minimum setting items. Security menu. You could configure the firewall by enabling or disabling it. Management menu. You could configure your current account on this page. Okay, so let's proceed to wireless status. The wireless connection has 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz Wi-Fi frequency bands. Now, let's go to LAN status. Let's go to the network menu. You could also change the credentials of the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz connection here. After the successful configuration and basic firmware familiarization, click the logout link. Before connecting to a wireless LAN connection, let's try to unplug this straight-through cable. Click the Wi-Fi network adapter after unplugging the network cable. In this portion, it is up to you to choose whether to use a 2 GHz or 5 GHz wireless connection. Let's try to check the internet connection. Launch your preferred web browser. Type your preferred social networking site and then press Ctrl plus Enter key. Let's try another one. Type your favorite video streaming site and then press the Ctrl plus Enter key. Now, let's go to the firmware IP address. Type the required credentials and then press Enter key. To reboot the device, click the reboot button. See you in the next part of this video. May God bless us and don't forget to subscribe.